Hey, Gary here with you, Day 61 AI Blogging. We are back into content creation, straight into the blog post tracker. We have been working off of this idea or this concept of building topical or authority-based topical content clusters. And under Astronomy Basics, we've covered a few of these, or we've gotten started at least. And we've covered some, for example, phases of the moon. Here you can see, and we talked about this in prior updates where I decided I wasn't going to talk about anything around photography. I had this cluster here about telescopes, and I created a couple of those. And I think I'm going to go back and create a few more of those that I can use the tool that we have inside of Koala Writer, where they do Amazon blog post roundups, and then do a mashup of blog post or a mashup or maybe two different blog posts. One that addresses the telescope, meaning the informational search intent, and then links it back to the transactional search intent, which is the Amazon roundup post itself, or maybe a mashup, like I was saying earlier, of the two to address some of these. But really, I kind of want to move away from that. And I created a new topic here, a new category that I've created on the site that is more about history and looking back and saying, what can ChatGPT give me a definitive piece of content on? And that is history, or timelines and the facts about famous things, like famous astronomical observatories in history, and then timeline and evolution. So I've decided to really get back into this idea of fun facts and history and timeline around the world of space discovery, astronomy, and cosmology. And to do that, I went back to ChatGPT and I entered this prompt here: give me 10 different keyword variations that address a different search intent, the history of astronomical observatories, with a goal to create a topical authority cluster for the keyword. You can see it comes back here with the list of keywords to create that topical authority. Of course, if you don't remember this happened back in day 2. And I will put the day 2 video up in the cards, as well as the link to day 2 and the direct link to the portion of the day 2 video where I cover this and where I got this idea from, as well as I believe it was day 4. Those links will be in the description, where I walk through sort of the thought process and the reason for creating these topical authority clusters and what I'm doing here. But understand that ChatGPT in this case has given me that information. And because this is day 61, I've changed up sort of my thought process and the way to do this. Inside of this chat, this single chat window, I'm going to attempt to create all the blog posts. And you can see here it says, great, now give me the top ranking sites that have topical authority for the keyword. And now I'm able to use this plugin, which we didn't have way back in day 2 and day 4. And I'm able to pull this information using the SEO Core AI plugin from the internet and look at the top ranking sites that have topical authority for that keyword that we're generating this topical authority cluster for. Then I moved on and I'm saying, perfect, now give me the blog post titles for each of the 10 keywords before we start making outlines and writing the blog post. Here I'm having ChatGPT just write me the blog post titles that we're going to do. And then I'm saying, okay, now create me a table. You can see the table here with the blog post title, the keyword, and the URL to be determined. Of course, I will feed that back in there with ultimately the goal. And then as you can see here, it's giving me the information. You can replace TBD with the actual URL of each blog post as they are published. This will help you keep track of your content and make it easier to interlink the post for SEO purposes. Of course, I'm going to be asking ChatGPT to do that, just like we've been doing, working with that rich anchor text to get that interlink between all the blog posts, especially inside of that topical cluster. Here's where I've changed things up a little bit, where I've decided to ask the ChatGPT or ask the AI, give me suggestions for how to prompt you to help me write a blog post that will outrank the top ranking blog post, the first keyword in our list, or for the first keyword in our list. And then it's given me a step-by-step guide. So instead of having it pretend to be an SEO expert or whatever, I'm asking it a question, or I'm asking it for information on how to rank or outrank the number 1 blog post for this keyword based on the information it pulled from the internet. And then it's going to give me the outline for what it thinks it needs to do to make sure that we get to that number 1 ranking. So I'm going to utilize this information as we move forward, and I'm going to follow it step by step. And I'm going to start with creating an outline for the blog post. Then once it creates the outline, I'm going to get back into the way we've been doing business with that hypnotic Nickelodeon style at 5th grade reading level, write the introduction, and then move through each category. After I entered this prompt here to have it help me out, it gave me each step. Do keyword research and SEO analysis, which then it says we've already done that. Then create an outline, which I did, and then break into creating the content where it says after the outline is ready, you can ask me to write the content for each section. For example, write the introduction for the blog post and then repeat this section or repeat this process for each section of the outline, which is what I've been doing, but it's nice to see that ChatGPT has let me know that that's the best way to do it. Instead of telling it to just write a blog post, break it down in each section. And then as you read each section, if you need to go deeper or you want to go deeper into that section, then have it go deeper as you're writing that section and you're entering that input to get that content out for that section. You can analyze it based upon what you've read, what you edited, add it to your blog post, and then come back and then work with it. So far, I've had pretty good luck with it going deep enough by me telling it to go deep in a section or add tables, add analogies, this type of thing. Of course, the plugins add another level of content creation in there because it can go out and it can grab stuff from the internet. And we've seen that as well here as we were moving towards day 100. Also, I'm using Koala Writer. I went ahead inside of Koala Writer and I went for another keyword that we came up with here, timeline of astronomical observatories. Again, we're looking here, it's looking at facts and figures and history, and it's talking about the development of the observatories as it moves through all these things and giving historical reference points and talking about the things that have happened. It's basically a look back at how this happened. And the AI is really good, in my opinion, at doing this kind of stuff. Here you can see the frequently asked questions section that was created. I really like this style. I really like this format with Koala Writer. So I've gone ahead and I've entered both of those inside of Grooveblog. You can see here, those are both in draft. So I will be editing those, making sure that all the links are good as far as the external links that we got from Koala. But inside of Koala Writer, I want to go back and I want to highlight the simple fact of the matter is we are running out of credits for Koala, and we're going to run out of credits before we are able to create all the blog posts that we want to create. So I will be doing this inside of ChatGPT to finish out the month. And of course, I will be following along with this guide that ChatGPT has given me based upon the prompt that I gave it, where I said, hey, give me the steps or give me a step-by-step method for getting the best blog post out of this interaction with you between me and the AI, that is. Give me these steps. And then I've enabled that SEO Core AI plugin so it can go out based upon the keywords that we're looking for. It can go out and check the top ranking blog post and then pull in that information. And then we can do what it said here. At step 4, we can start working on SEO optimization. Once the content is written, you can ask me to optimize it for SEO. This can include adding keywords in strategic places, creating SEO-friendly headings, adding meta descriptions, and more, which we've seen all that up to this point in day 61. But we've also seen a few issues with that. So we looked at some third-party tools that are available out there, some free ones we can start with, and then maybe buy a subscription-based service if we need to or want to. But understand it's all part of the process, and we will continue that process here together as we head out to day 100. If you're having fun, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, questions, whatever you got. And I look forward to seeing you in the next update. Bye.